I am Astrit. I am from Jakova. I am originally an Albanian from a country called Kosovo. I come from a family of 3 sisters and 2 brothers. I'm the youngest one in my family. I grew up in a Muslim family. However, when I was a teenager, I heard about Jesus. I saw like a vision, like Jesus was in heaven and he was like calling me with his hand. The next day, I could see the change in my life. When I grew up, it was really good time and the country was prosperous and we had good material things. My dad had a good job and it was a prosperous country. However, when the conflict started with Serbia, when they took our autonomy and all of our rights, we basically had no rights to go to school, no courts, no Albanian police. Basically, they took over our country and the police could do anything to you and you couldn't complain anywhere because all the courts were run by them. And I got beaten by the police myself for hours. My hands were swollen and the worst was when they were hitting with their police battings on my feet. I could barely walk after that. It was really tough time, especially at night time when it was the most dangerous times. I used to pray and then my neighbors started coming because they said we kind of feel safe because we know you're praying. I was speaking with some of my neighbors and I said, look, there's no way we can stay another night in here. We have to take a risk. We have to go to Albania to safety. I remember we had to walk through mountains for days. You had to be careful to not go on minefields. You learn a lot when you go through that experience and no school will ever teach you that. So when we got to Albania, I had some friends in there, a pastor and also another friend who was in worship. He opened his flat, so my whole family, we had to stay in his flat. After a few months, we returned back to Kosovo. The whole town was literally devastated and burned to the ground. There was so much hope that now the killings have stopped and now, life is going to get better. There came a time when I met my wife, Emily. She came to visit Kosovo with a charity trying to help rebuild the country. And when she came to do a piece for her university degree about the war in Kosovo, we started kind of hanging out a bit more. And then we got together and kind of our eyes got open and we fell in love. And then we got married and we have 2 wonderful boys. And when we came to Kingsgate, the most amazing thing that touched my heart is that there are people from all over the world, a little bit like what the Bible says, from every tribe, tongue and nations. We can be from so many races and we can love each other. We don't need to go to war. We don't need to hate each other, but it's just full of love and full of compassion. I would be really grateful if Kingsgate can pray for Kosovo and the Balkan, that God will protect us from any further conflicts in there, and also pray for conflicts all over the world, everywhere where there's any war happening. Please pray that God will bring revival, that people will come to know Jesus just the way that I did.